You taught at the university, is that correct?
Yes.
You taught philosophy.
Yes.
And you were a young man in your 20s? Is this...
Yeah.
Describe the years that you were a teacher and what you were trying to teach to your students while you were at the university.
It was a very difficult situation. I was teaching my students everything that the university prescribed. And I was also teaching to them that in this prescribed teaching, how much is bogus and so it was a difficult job. I was teaching Aristotle, and at the same time I was teaching them that Aristotle is not right. So my period was divided in two sections. First I will teach them what Aristotle means, and then I will say that he is wrong. As far as I am concerned, Aristotle has been a great calamity on humanity. So I was complained against because this was a strange way of teaching, and the students were getting confused. They used to ask me what we are going to answer in the examination. I said that you have to choose. If you feel Aristotle is right, it is up to you. If you feel I am right, it is up to you. If you feel we both are wrong and you are right, it is up to you. Choose. And I've recommended to the Vice Chancellor also that don't bother about these complaints, because I am giving them a challenge, and it is the challenge to the mind that sharpens it.
And what did the Vice Chancellor say to you? What did the Vice Chancellor say to you?
He said to me that those students have not come to know the truth. They have come only to earn a degree. I told the Vice Chancellor, then accept my resignation, because I have not come here to make students clerks, teachers, station masters, postmasters. I am not interested in their degrees and examinations. My whole interest is to sharpen a student's intelligence, make him an individual, unprejudiced, open, available to reality. And I resigned.
And they accepted your resignation. And they accepted your resignation.
They tried not to accept it. They persuaded me, but this is not my way. Once I have done anything, I never go back. I told them that I can feel your concern for me. I can feel your respect and love for me. But once I have resigned, it is finished. Now I will be a wandering teacher. And then for almost 20 years I was just a wandering teacher around the country. And I found that it was foolish wasting time in the university teaching 20 students when I can teach 50,000 people in one single meeting. What is the point of wasting time in the university? So I have been not at a loss. From university I moved to the universe.
I want to make sure my readers understand all of this. You became enlightened when you were in your very early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And then you became a teacher after that, is
Mm-hmm.
that correct? And then traveled after that. Could you describe for me when you became enlightened and how that occurred?
Enlightenment simply means an experience of your consciousness unclouded by thoughts, emotions, sentiments. When the consciousness is totally empty, there is something like an explosion, atomic explosion. Your whole inside becomes full of a light which has no source and no cause. And once it has happened, it remains. It never leaves you for a single moment. Even when you are asleep, that light is inside. And after that moment, you can see things in a totally different way. After that experience, there is no question in you. So up to my 21 years, I was continuously questioning people. And after that day, I have been continuously answering people. I don't have any question.
What was that day like? What was the day like when you became enlightened? I would like to explain the details to people who, as I say, are not that familiar with becoming enlightened.
It will be difficult for them to understand. Because when that experience happens, there are no words, no thoughts. And when you want to express it, obviously words are needed, thoughts are needed.
Were you a student at the time?
I was a student.
Did you share this with anyone?
No. For 7 years I kept completely silent about it. because I was waiting somebody to recognize it. Perhaps I have gone mad. Perhaps it is just insanity. I wanted somebody to recognize it, and there were few people who started recognizing that something has happened which is rare and unique. The first man to recognize was an old man who was almost silent for his whole life. Once in a while he will utter a word, meaningless. You could not make anything out of it. But he was respected immensely. His name was Magha Baba. People used to come to him from faraway places, and he never spoke. To have a contact with that man, people used to massage his feet and just sit around him. He may be sleeping and people will be sitting around him, because there was something radiating from that man. Something that they could feel like a fragrance. The first day I went to see him, he immediately hugged me and whispered in my ears, "My boy, so you have got it." And it is good that you have not told anybody. Wait for the right moment to tell, because it immediately creates opposition, antagonism, and you are too young. You may not be able to fight, so just wait a little.